All right. So our next topic for the Spoiler Kings live show is Scream 6. We're going to do a movie review for Scream 6. My name is Steve Kramer with Brandman Brandon and Brian the Grizzly. So what you guys think about Scream 6 right off the bat? Like it? Didn't like it?
I loved it. I loved Ghostface Takes Manhattan. You know,
yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
No, I was really iffy when I heard that they were continuing on with Scream, several years ago without Wes Craven, when the Radio Silence guys who did Ready or Not were taking it on. But Ready or Not was a great movie. I think these guys are really doing Wes Craven. Yeah, I think they're doing Wes Craven proud. I really do.
Yeah.
I think that the change of scenery work. The Scream movies have always kind of taken place all over. So I like what they did with
in inner city Manhattan, having it on subways and all that stuff. Isn't that kind of cool? That changes the whole idea. Like, you really don't know who the hell is anything, and now it could be anyone, and it could be everywhere. That's crazy.
Yeah, and as far as legacy characters go, I was very happy that they brought back Hayden Panettiere's Kirby Reed character.
Mm-hmm.
She was easily one of my favorite things about Scream 4. So I was happy that she survived, because they hinted that in Scream 5. And I was happy that
I happy her being in the movie. I don't care about anything else.
Well, she hasn't been in anything in a while. What's that Country Star stupid show she was in?
Yeah, what's that show that
Nashville?
Nashville.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not a country music fan, so.
I'm very indifferent when it comes to country.
Yeah, even with Hayden being in it.
Yeah.
Well,
what do you think?
So you liked it? You liked it?
Yeah. The kills were pretty good this time.
They're creative. That's why I only saw like 20 minutes of it, and it was very creative. Like, I'm like, oh, cool. All right, even the stabs were pretty good.
Very
it's
gory.
Yeah, and as far as the typical, with a Scream movie, you're automatically coming up with your own suspect list from the jump.
Yes.
So I think they did a pretty good job with that. There was a little misdirection in there, which was great. So I liked it. And I'm happy to say Melissa Barrera, who I've kind of picked on for her acting skills in the past, she stepped it up this time. I'm not even angry. I'm happy and proud that she stepped it up this time.
He said that off the line. He was like, "Yeah, she did a good job. I give her flowers. She did a good job."
Yeah, I'm happy she did. I don't like picking on her. I hope she keeps.
Terrible.
I hope for the inevitable 7th film, because this has made enough money. I think 7's already official. I want to see her stay on that upward trajectory and hold her own alongside all the other actors, which she did this time. I was happy to see that.
You got Tank.
Before we get into that, let me pull up some of these comments. So Horror Geek, I'm gonna save your comments for the ratings because that fits better there. So she was wearing the hell of the yellow dress. I see. Yep. Is that really trying to figure out the difference in?
He said Hayden
was
wearing the hell out of that yellow dress. That's what he was saying.
I think in Nashville, right?
In Nashville.
Mm-hmm. I think because she wasn't. Not in this one. She was in a leather jacket the whole time. Brandon said, "I'm really trying to figure out the difference in screams. I stopped at number 3, but are they all the same? Kind of.
They are the same genre, basically,
but different enough where I think they're interesting enough.
Yeah,
they've kind of connected too.
Yeah, they've kind of. The thing with the Scream movies is they've always been very, very meta and self-aware, and I think the nice thing is they've kind of grown with the times, especially starting with if you stop at Scream 3, think what you will about Scream 4, but it did do pretty good with going meta with a lot of the horror genres or subgenres that were popular at the time, and same with these last two. They've done very well with with being, with that subversive take on the genre. They evolve with the time.
And you guys enjoyed it this much without having Sydney in it, huh? That's interesting to me.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, I wasn't sure how that was going to work, but they have a good enough explanation for that. And if reading up on the behind the scenes stuff, I understood why Neve Campbell decided to jump ship. So really, if Scream 5 ends up being her swan song and that was her send off, I'd be fine with it. It gave enough closure to the character of Sidney Prescott, and like they even mentioned in this one, she kind of did deserve her happy ending. So, I'd be fine with that being the last that we saw of
her. I would be too. Like you said, like she deserves her happiness. That character, and let her live her life. Let the new young girls, run for their lives now. So
I'm cool five was essentially a torch passing anyway.
So. Yeah, exactly. It worked out well. Horgy said, "I absolutely love Chad in this film. He's definitely this generation's Dewey." Yeah, and I didn't think about that, but he's definitely that kind of character. Less, I don't know. Dewey was kind of goofy at times. I think Chad is not as goofy, but yeah, definitely same kind of character. For sure.
Yeah. Same healing ability, obviously.
yeah, exactly. Sam had a huge redemption arc in this movie. She did. Mm-hmm. She Melissa Barrera definitely got better, like Tony said. Definitely got better. She was definitely entertaining in this one for sure.
Yeah.
Samara Weaving with the yellow dress.
Yeah.
There.
Oh yeah.
Horgy said the highest opening for a Scream movie, 44 million compared to 34 million. Yeah. We'll get into that a little bit later too, but it did really well in the box office. Really well in the box office.
I couldn't believe what it did, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, March is a crazy month, and it had a few other things out there, but yeah. And then
it better make its money now because it's not going to make any money after.
Yeah, it's got. This weekend, yeah, you win the week, and then for March you win the weekend because that's all you really can do.
I don't know. I think Mr. Wick will still continue to win.
It was at the end of the month, ain't it? So
23rd
going into it could probably got a couple weeks in him. And then Perp Minded, what is up, Perp? It says Scream 6 Fire. Can't wait for 7. I cannot wait for 7. It's And it's Scream 6 was very well done. It's such a good episode of the franchise. And Perp, there you go. I enjoyed Scream 6 even more than 5. Exactly the same.
Then we talked about. I said it. People are going to say they like the story more than in 6. It made more sense. And having the backdrop of New York just works.
Just the amount of people around that he can hide in. It felt very like Assassin's Creed, the video game, not the movie. Where you blend in and then you come in for the kill and stuff like that. And then especially being around Halloween, like it made that parts of the movie made so much more sense compared to number 5. There were parts that we're gonna get into that I was kind of like a little very tropey and very I'm like, okay, like I guess that person has superpowers. So
I'm good.
yeah, exactly.
Rub some dirt in it. We're good to go.
Yeah. And then real quick, a little off topic. Xavier, he got the Unbearable Talent movie. Thanks for the giveaway, guys. Thank you, Xavier. You're always in chat hanging out with us. And I know it's like in the middle of the episode, but sometimes we do giveaways. We do movie giveaways. So if you're watching our replay, maybe check us out live, hit that sub button, and we give away some random movies at times. So, and we have obviously good conversations and talks. So we'll see.
Hey, I got like 1,000 comic book giveaways I could do anytime. So
yeah. That's why I forgot. I literally have a stack of movies that I forgot about.
He just keeps them on his desk at all times. You never know.
These are all movies. These are all digital movies. So, and I'd rather give them away than sell them. Well, you're not supposed to sell them. That's illegal. But yeah,
we don't do that.
We don't do that stuff here.
We don't stand for selling those type of movies. That's not what happens in Spoiler Kings.
Yeah. So, even despite all the dumb character tropes and magic stamp healings. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot. So, so a lot of fun things, a lot of great things. Brian, I know you didn't get to finish watching the movie. So I know you're kind of limited with what you say. You saw the best part. I think the best part, this was definitely one of the better openings for a Scream movie in a while. Got a double whammy
from the beginning, from the first one. It's the best one since the beginning, since the first one.
Yeah, I think so. I would say so. Oh,
it is.
But you also got a double whammy in it. It kind of like, oh, we're gonna go this way, and then wham, no, we're not. So very, very well done. Or what? So I know we talked about some of the good things we liked about it, and a lot of chat as well. Brandon, what didn't you like about it? Any bad things?
The scariest thing in this movie was the DH Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they need to keep doing that at this point. It's getting a little. Well, the CG is like very, very dodgy first and foremost.
Yeah.
I don't think they need to keep doing it, and I think another tedious thing is, so Ghostface is probably like the clumsiest slasher.
Yeah,
and he's the one that gets. Let's face it, he gets overpowered quite a lot.
It's just like superhero, like you're not superhero, you're not super villain, you're just a dude. It's just like I like this.
Mm-hmm. So for characters that are so self-aware and with a franchise that's so self-aware and meta, whenever someone has Ghostface down, none of these people follow the double tap rule. Ever
watch Zombie.
They knock him down and then they keep running or they stall or bide their time. Just finish this dude off.
Make sure. No one watched Zombieland. Come on, man.
Yeah, make sure he stays down. Yeah. But of course, then there'd be no movie. But some of these characters kind of take way too much damage and just shrug it off. Like I know I was joking about Chad earlier. So there's no stakes sometimes when some of the stabbings or a lot of the stabs are non-fatal and don't kill these people. Mm-hmm. Some of them, makes sense, like when every character, when almost every character is Wolverine, you kind of lose stakes.
Yeah.
But I think those were my main things. Okay. I think that, I think those were my main two.
Yeah. So same, the magic healing, who said that in chat? Xavier, the magic stab healing. So this, we're going full spoilers. So there's a part right at the end.
You hit 20.
What was that? We're at 20. Hey, check that out, man. Thank you for everyone hanging out with the Spoiler Kings, man. Stick around. We are definitely going to give away another movie. So if we're going to give away a movie after this. So stick around if you're watching live. But right now we're talking about some of the bad things we didn't quite like about Scream 6, even though I think we all liked it. So the magic healing was one that got me. There's really only two things that got me. And right at the end, so Chad is Wolverine basically at this point, but Jenna Ortega is just like you stabbed me in the back. I'm gonna climb a ladder and do.
I'm walking off. Don't worry about
walking off. You got stabbed in the back. That's like one of the worst possible places to get stabbed. Like what? Like how are you still breathing at this moment? So right? She gets stabbed. She goes on and does a bunch of other shit, bashes somebody in the face with a brick, and all this other stuff, climbs up a ladder and everything. She gets stabbed again in the stomach. Again, she gets stabbed twice. I was like, why am I hearing myself? So she gets stabbed twice, and she's still walking around at the end of the movie kissing people and shit. I was like, you got more stabbed. Well, I'm gonna say, because Chad got pretty stabbed up bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like bad.
Oh yeah.
Bad. I mean, yeah. But she got stabbed in the back and then in the stomach, and she's just walking around like, hey, what's up? It was like, what? What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. Just I accept that everyone is Dewey in the movie with all these stabbings. At this point, yeah. You know, like, are they stabbing him with like a butter knife? I don't get it. Like, what the, what, you know? So, so that was one of the things. It is what it is. It didn't take me out of the movie. I was kind of like chuckled, like, yeah, whatever. It's Scream. The other thing that is just a horror movie trope, and they did it so many times in this. They did it at least 5, maybe 6 times. And I hate when they announce when they're gonna do something. The dude with the shotgun, he's like, "Hey," like, and then wait for him to turn around and like. Like, I was like making fun of it with my girlfriend. I'm like, you're about to shoot somebody, and you're like, "Hey," and he turns around, he's like, and then runs away. He's like, "Can't get me." You know, it's like, what the? Why are you announcing? He's like, she's about to like stab somebody. He goes, "Hey, you!" And then like, what? Why would you let them get ready? And then that was fine. And then they don't do it when they actually do the stabbing that is like a fatal, you know. But I always find that like funny because like it reminds me of my dog. You know, my dog's doing something bad. I'm like, "Hey," he like looks and then like runs away. You know, it's like that's what the Scream guys do. You know, they like you yell at them and like, "Huh? I can't get me." It's like, what the fuck? And like he dodged a buckshot from a shotgun that was like maybe 10 feet away, maybe 10 feet max. I was like, you just dodged it. Like, what?
Hey,
so he just rolled behind a bag of chips. You know, you know, but you know, a lot of the stuff in the trailer wasn't. The trailer showed a lot of the ending, which was kind of crazy. You know,
it
was really, really crazy. You know, I'm used to them showing the beginning and stuff. Like all the trailer was from the second half
and on,
and on. You know, maybe the end of the middle act, and then a lot of the ending. But so which was really kind of crazy. They didn't really spoil anything either in the trailer, but some of the better scenes.
Is anyone who died in the movie someone you didn't want to die? Was there any one of those deaths that you thought it wasn't time?
I don't know. Because Gail didn't die.
Yeah.
Right. At the end, they told her like, "Oh, she's fine." Right.
Well, even though I didn't know the character, her boyfriend. I was like, who was he?
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, like why is he treated as such a throwaway?
Because you didn't know who he was. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there may have been like a story there in terms of like her moving on after what happened to Dewey.
There is. It's called Scream 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called a franchise.
Exactly.
Yeah. Chat up and walking away stab is hilarious. Yeah. Very much. Gail did survive.
Yeah. They say there was like a faint heartbeat.
Yeah.
I did like the scene where like when she was being stalked in her house and she hung up the phone and star 69'd his ass. That was great.
Which is like nice something I talked about before. Yeah.
Yeah, nice little nod to Scream too. Yeah. See, I love that. You know, the radio silence. They're doing all these callbacks to the original. It's very, very respectful of Wes Craven. You know, I really enjoy that.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't think there were like too many as far as like the kills. I don't think there were too many of the characters I was invested in. The death of Mindy's girlfriend, like I will say that was intense. That was probably one of the more intense scenes of the movie. That was great. It did a great job with tension. Because I was sitting there like the person that I was sitting next to were like, move faster. You don't have all night. Move. So, you know, it's a lot of fun to get into those movies, you know, especially with a full house in the theater.
Yeah, because that was one thing. She's like crawling, and they all make the face like, oh, and she's like, "What? Like, what else?
What do you mean?
Like, what happened?" Like, oh no, don't. It's like, what else do you think could be behind you that everyone sees? Like, it's so stupid. But it's stupid in a good way. It doesn't ruin the movie. It's fun. You know, it's a slasher. You know,
well, it's a slasher film, so you got enjoyed some of the tropes that you get in it. It's just, it's what it is.
Yeah. Horror Geek said that was the first time Gail got a phone call, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. Definitely kind of, is this her swan song? They're like, here you go, one more before you're done. You get your phone call.
Yeah, I thought she was about to be a goner.
I did too. I'm like, oh, they're gonna kill her. Seriously, damn. Okay,
it makes sense to kill her off there.
It does, kind of. Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy the Core 4, which is what they call themselves, we're all people of color. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I know neckbeards are big mad about that, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they're going too woke.
Yeah, it's too woke now.
Oh man. Oh, that's woke.
Let's see. So Horgy said the most unique opening in the whole franchise. Very unique, very different.
Great.
It was so well done. And I think being in a city changed the vibe rather than being out in the fields. Being in the city changed the vibe. Dark alley, very tropey, very but not in a Scream trope, like just in a generic kind of murderer trope kind of thing, you know what I mean? So I thought that was super good.
I always wondered,
and that was
no one here. I see it's New York, but it's so loud that you don't even notice when you're going down the alley. Like if you down in downtown Chicago, you don't even notice something's in the alley because you that's the thing you do is looking down the alley. You don't want to see anything.
Yeah, and once again, it kind of respected something that the franchise has always done since the very beginning, taking like a well-known actor or actress, or like a I'd say Samara Weaving has enough street cred at this point, to be well-known enough, and off them in the first few minutes, Drew Barrymore, Jada Pinkett Omar Epps, Liev Schreiber, Anna Paquin,
Oh my God, I forgot about her.
Yeah.
Anna Paquin. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like how they did that. And then the reveal, I'm like, whoa, wait a second. And
yeah.
It was
very well done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I said, a good Scream movie always has a very good opening scene. You know what I mean? Like the first one, best one, started the whole thing. The other ones were good. You could tell how good, but this one was so different and so cool. It definitely changed up the vibes in a good way and was very interesting because like the dude just goes and sees Jenna Ortega's character. I forgot what her name is. Tara, I think.
Tara.
Just like, hey, what's up? We're gonna hang out. I'm like, you just fucking killed somebody. Like, what? And then you're like, oh my God, that's Ghostface, and he's talking to one of the main characters. Like that's crazy. And then you find out everything else out after that. I was like, oh wow. So yeah, definitely very very awesome. Awesome intro. And Kirby acting was mixed bag, but she was just got back into acting and had personal life issues, which I'm saying I didn't know that. I didn't know that's why she was gone. Interesting.
Either.
So she was always a fun actress.
Yeah,
like
I've always liked
Save the World. Was it Save the Cheerleader, Save the World?
Yeah,
that's
Heroes.
Yeah, that's That's how I'm always gonna remember her. The ladder scene and subway scene are some of the best moments in the franchise. Yeah. Yeah, the subway was awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice rather than just reviving the franchise just to cash in on it. Like they have people who understand it,
understood.
On a fun. Yeah,
when you talk about a movie that's a slasher film, you want to get out all those things that you have problems with slasher films about, and make that not be the problem in this one. Make it a new problem, and avoid those, being in the field, falling down, or knowing who see the killer and see him walking right towards you, not knowing where he's coming from. That is a great idea. It was smart. They understood the assignment to give you something new. In the it's been 6 movies through, so to get us to 7 now, 7's going to come out. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
I'm wondering how quick the turnaround for 7's going to be, because it was only a year between 5 and this one, and I'm sitting here asking myself, if it's going to be just another year,
another year,
which I'd be fine with. I was kind of skeptical about Scream 6 just because of the short turnaround. I thought they were just going to kind of crank it out because Scream 5 made them so much money back. I'm like, or is this going to be good quality, or they just kind of crapping this out sideways? It comes out, I'm like,
they had this written already, and they
knew where it was going. Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, there's not a lot of CGI, so you can get away with practical effects, which is what they use, and very, very little CGI, where you can crank out a good movie pretty quick when you don't have to spend a year, making somebody's face blue and giving them a tail and shit. It's like, yeah.
Speaking of blue people with tails, I didn't realize this until the end credits that the nerdy kid, I think his name was Ethan, was Spider from Avatar.
Avatar. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I did not know that. That is insane, Jose. That's the same person.
Yep, I knew there was a reason I instinctively and irrationally couldn't stand him.
Like, I hate you. I don't know why yet, but I hate you.
Something about you just makes you want to punch you in the face. You just have a punchable face. I don't know what it is.
I did not know that, man. That's interesting. Wow. I mean, good for him for really going two different ways, that quick.
Definitely.
But yeah,
definitely.
That's good for him. That's pretty awesome. Because he did play the nerdy kid, and then he went to Crazy Psychopath. Pretty good.
You did it way too well.
Yeah. All right, let's go through these last little comments, and then we'll go to our ratings. Orgeek said, I think one of the biggest regrets of Scream 2 was killing off Randy too early. Yeah, I'm glad they did not go that route here. Yeah. Yeah. They even referenced how he died in broad daylight. Yeah. They did a lot of references. I think it was Scream 3 when it was just the one killer. Even Kirby was like, "Oh, good job for him trying to be ambitious with just being one killer." Yeah. Which made me think, I'm like, oh, either there's going to be one killer again in this one, or they're going to go like 5 killers, like something crazy. So I was kind of close, with. But I love how Mindy tried to redeem herself by guessing the killer right this time around. Yeah, half right. Well, no. Oh,
that was cool.
Yeah, so, I mean, she kind of put the blame on everybody. So
she's right.
Yeah, she's right. But Chad getting stabbed and Tara crying for him was definitely a callback to Dewey and Gale. Oh yeah, that really was. So is Tara this version of Gale, and then Chad is this version of Dewey? Okay, I like when they do stuff like that. Like they kind of like, oh, here's the updated version of this character,
With the other one still there, that's kind of crazy.
We'll lose Gale. Yeah. Scream 1 and 2 also took 1 year.
Did they? Yeah.
Wow.
They did. Yeah. December 96, December 97.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Horror films are just easier to produce. Like I said, practical effects, which look better on screen. And then shooting in certain places tend to make it easier.
You change locations. You have your scene, and you film the scene. You get everything done, and the actors are ready to go and keep it going.
Yeah. So pretty good. So here, this one last one, and then we'll get into our ratings when it pops up. So he said, Chad is the only jock to survive in the movies. That's interesting.
One for the jocks. Come on, guys.
Yeah. Jock and black, so double whammy.
We did it, guys. We did it.
Yeah.
Into the mountaintop.
I was gonna say peak like level. Yeah. All right. So with that being said, let's finish this one off with our ratings. Now, later, never. We do things a little simple, nice and easy. Now means go check it out right now. Later, wait till it comes out on streaming. Never means just skip it. It is not worth watching. Brandon, what you giving this one, man?
Well, this is pretty easy for me. I'd say this is a now. This was a fun ride. I had a great time watching.
Go see it again. I'm surprised you're not going to see it. I'm surprised you're not going to go see it again.
I might. I've given it some thought.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun watching this, you know, really kind of, especially it's one of those ones that's even more fun with a group of people. I had a lot of fun watching this in the theater with a big audience. Everyone was getting into it. I've always loved the Scream movies as well. Even like some of the lesser ones, like, you know, like Scream 3 and 4, I've had fun with it in some capacity. I like that the Radio Silence guys are just really, really paying. They're being respectful to what came before. They're being very respectful to the works of Wes Craven. You know, be it kind of carrying on a similar tone. You know, callbacks and Easter eggs to the original Craven movies. So I think it treats the franchise with care and respect, because this easily could have went south, and they could have just crapped this out in the name of the dollar, but they didn't. They've been doing a great job, and I had fun. You know, even some of, like, you know, Melissa Barrera, who I consider to be the weak link of Scream 5. I was happy to see that she, you know, stepped it up and is holding her own alongside Jenna Ortega and you know, Mason Gooding, and I forgot the actress's name who plays Mindy, but it's, as a torch passing, it works really good. Kills were very, very good. Kept me guessing. The opening scene was great because it kind of subverted my expectations from what we usually see in a Scream movie in that regard too. So I really think it made all the right moves. You know, had a couple flaws, as with any, but that's to be expected with a movie from time to time. But overall, I really enjoyed it. So I can easily give this a
now. Yeah. So Brian, I know you didn't finish watching it, so
I'm not going to rate it. I was going to say, I paid money to go see it. I'm going to go see it again already. So I'm just letting you know it's happening. I have no problems. So yeah, it is what it is.
Which kind of goes with what I'm going to say is now, because if you should really see this one. It's really fun. I didn't think I was going to like it as much because of Scream 5. I thought Scream 5 was very mid. You know, it had a lot of like stupid issues where it bothered me too much. This one had issues that I was okay with because it was more of just a slasher trope or a horror trope, so I didn't care for it. Where the other one had like obvious issues where I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, granted, things don't make sense in this movie, but they make sense in the genre, which, you know, I'm okay with that. But Melissa Barrera definitely stepped up her game. Jenna Ortega, I think, is a bigger star now, and you could definitely tell she was more in this movie than in the last one, which definitely probably helped out Melissa a lot. You know, I can see them like working together way better. They were a fun duo to watch. They want to do something else, I'm cool with that. You know, like
there's no more time. Jenna Ortega doesn't have any more time.
Yeah, Jenny, yeah, that's it. She's booked for the next 2 years. But fun, yeah. The intro was great, one of the best. And it's super fun all the way around. You know, it was a good slasher, very gory. I think one of the goriest Scream movies I can remember. You know, like this part where you see some intestines coming out, where I'm like, oh damn, okay, you know, like. So it was fun. It was fun, especially if you like horror, if you like gore, if you like Scream. This is definitely up your alley. This is definitely right up there. So, and then the fact that they reference the crazy stew is a live theory from fans. Yeah, that was kind of interesting. I know we'll bring up that more. There was a few things that Horror Geek said. The Horror Geek said also had a great word of mouth, B+, so he's giving it a good rating. Was that Post-Rex had it at Post-Rex had it at 87, positive 74, definite recommend compared to Scream 5, which is 78, 59 recommended. That was way better than Scream 5. So, and before we finish that, I think he also had, I think he had the numbering. I could be wrong. Sorry. Probably missed it. But cool. So on Rotten Tomatoes, 76% on Rotten Tomatoes from the audience, or from the critics, I'm sorry. Which is not bad. 233 reviews. So not the highest critic review one, but good enough. 76, I think, for a horror. Usually critics don't like horror films. And then 92% audience.
Because you know what you're getting.
Yeah, you know what you're getting, and you got really good. It was really well done for a Scream film. So I think the audience I tend to like a little bit more if it's not being review bombed, if it's like an actual rating, which I think this one is, and 92 is good. You know, and I'm right up there with it too. You know, I think definitely in the 90s somewhere up there. You know, well done.
Is it the best Scream, highest ranked Scream? Or Scream 1 still highest?
Good question. I know it is. It made the box office wise, it made the most. It's a franchise record for global. It made 67 million globally, which blows all the rest other.
Scream 1, the critics gave it an 80. The audience gave it 79. Scream 2, the critics gave it 82. The audience gave it 58. Scream 3. Critics gave it 41. Audience gave it 38. Scream 4. Critics gave it 60. Audience gave it 56. Scream 5. Is that right? I skipped something. Scream 4. Then it says Scream, and then Scream. 76 for Scream 5. 81 for audience. And this one's 76 for critics and 92 for audience. So it's the highest audience score.
It's the highest audience score. Yeah, it's about mid for critics, but yeah, like Horror Geek said, Scream 2 was the highest at 82. So this is not too far off at a 79. So yeah, not too far off at 79. But yeah, like, oh, there we go. Horror Geek is what he said. It was 164523. That's his ranking of all the Screams. I probably put 5 at the bottom. I'm sorry. Mine would be more 164235.
Mine would be.
I think that's how I would put it.
162435.
Okay, Brandon, or you kind of don't want to bother?
I'd say no. I can go for it. I'd say 165243 probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 5 just didn't do it for me, man. I just really did not like 5.
I enjoyed 5.
I like 2. I don't know.
I like 2 more than I like 5. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But cool, man. I think that's about it for this one. This one a little bit longer, but it's all good. Cool, man. Anything else, guys, before we move on?
Nope.
For me, I think that's pretty much it.
All right. Cool. So thank you guys for hanging out with us in chat. Ford deserves respect for having the best killer, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, Jill was pretty awesome. Yeah, it was cool.
Couldn't stand Jill's ass.
Yeah.
Probably my most satisfying Ghostface death.
Yeah.
Especially her getting zapped with a defibrillator and then like falling in a heap like Peter Griffin was just great. I think I cheered in the theater. I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah, you jumped up. Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for hanging out. All that good stuff. Appreciate all you guys in chat, hanging out in chat, all that fun stuff in chat going on over there. Brandon, sorry I missed a couple of your messages. Came out 2011, Scream 520. Yeah, the people thought the Scream was done. 4 was done. That was it.
Crazy.
Yeah, yeah. But it's coming back. The requels. But cool. If you're watching live, stick around. We'll probably finish things up. If you're watching on replay, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, join us live. We give away stuff. We have good conversations. You can be part of the show like Brandon was, and Horror Geek and Xavier and everyone else, Perp and all that. Appreciate that. But hit that like button, lets YouTube know we're doing a good job, and it pushes out to more people. So it helps us out a lot over here. But thank you guys. Thank you for watching us live. Cool. Yeah. I think I'm about done, man. But yeah, let's call it.